That's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own imagination. But I'm trying to be practical and responsible as an educator to you, the listener, that doesn't know yourself yet. You came into this industry, this venture, listening to me drone on about things that probably should have been said less words, but the more words, the better, because I'm hammering down these principles. And for the people that are really prepared to want to learn, they're willing to sit through it and listen. Those that have done that, you see them doing exceedingly well. The industry's recognizing them now. They're making themselves known because of their results. They're not there bragging. But some of you want to be just a fraction of what they're finding in terms of success. Even that fraction requires a great deal of discipline. And you have to know yourself, and you have to know where you're likely to do damage to yourself. Where are you going to hurt yourself? In the beginning, everything. Everything has thorns and sharp edges. Every single thing out there is too hot to touch. So you have to wear protection. And the protection that I'm offering you is experience. And sometimes that experience isn't always fully appreciated by the masses because they want me to do certain things. They want me to perform tricks. They want me to do things that I'm not obligated to do. And I don't like being told what to do. And when I know my personal limitations as a man, as a person that suffers with mental illness, I know where I can get myself into trouble doing things as a 20-year-old trying to prove something. And I had very, very good tools, some that you aren't privy to and won't be privy to, and others I'm teaching you throughout this year. I could still go in there and navigate, but it would be completely diametrically opposed to the model I've introduced. I saw a statement the other day. Um, I said, for you, okay, you wait for the silver bullet. That means you wait for a setup between 10 and 11 Eastern time, New York local time. That doesn't mean I have to. And I did a 20-hour run from Florida in an RV with only 4 stops. And they were just bathroom trips for my dog and gas. And I just want to break this up real quick and throw this in here. We stopped in a gas station in South Carolina on the way back. And it was real close to the North Carolina border. And I have to look at my receipt to see exactly where it was. But I pulled off 95 North. And it was one of those things right out of a movie. Like I pulled in and there was only 2 gas stations, one across the street from the other. And there was like these low rundown looking motels or hotels or whatever you want to call it. And it just looked like I was in a really bad area, but I needed gas. So I pulled in, and no sooner than I got there, this car swoops in once I put the gas pump in, started pumping it. I'm doing a walk around in my RV, looking, making sure everything, the tires are good. There's nothing happened, on the trip that far from where I left from Florida. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's coming here really fast. Sure enough, he pulls up real quick to me, and it looks like 2 meth heads. Okay, and I'm not trying to be funny. This is not trying to be, like a comedy bit here. I could smell their body odor with the windows down. And the guy that was in the passenger seat looked like he was dead. And the guy that was driving was toothless. They looked like they haven't been bathed in weeks. And the guy says, hey, buddy, I saw that your tag says you're from Maryland and I really need some money for a hotel room. Can you help me out? Now, I don't carry cash. And I said to him, I'm not sure how I could help you. I said, but I don't have any money it's, if I had cash, obviously I'll give it to you, but I don't have it. And the look in his face was like, what? And he looked over my shoulder and saw the RV. So naturally, you're looking at this $300,000 RV, and I'm telling him I don't have anything to give him. So as I'm looking at him, I see movement out of my right eye in the corner, and this guy's walking up. real suspicious. He got a cell phone to his ear, and he's looking around both directions as he's walking towards where we are. Now, my sons are in the RV. They're not aware of this. Okay, one of them sleeping, the older one, and the youngest, he's not going to be any help of anything, and he's distracted with his little handheld games. So I'm thinking to myself, I am in a situation here, and usually I have a friend that shoots freedom seeds all over the place, and I don't have that with me here. And I'm looking around, I'm thinking to myself, okay, my pump is in the RV, it's pumping. I don't even have $20, I'm sure, pumped into the RV yet. I'm looking around. This guy's looking for someone else. You just know you are in a situation. The car that drove up to me was the distraction. The guy that was coming to my right, he was on the side of I guess the store part of where the gas station is. I didn't notice him when I pulled in. I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking I got to get my RV in here without hitting anybody else's car, move my RV up. I have to take up 2 spots. It's so long, and not hurt anything in the general area. But he came from generally the side of that building. Now, was he around the corner or was he leaning against the wall? I don't know that much. But the point is this, and you're probably saying, what the hell does this have to do with anything? I got to get off my chest because it's been irking me. And to say it in a tweet wouldn't be sufficient enough for me. So it's like an itch I got to scratch. So the guy's saying, look, are you sure you can't do anything for me, man? I see you're from Maryland. And like, I understand my tag says Maryland, but I've also explained to you, but I'm talking to him without looking at him now. So I'm panning over his roof of his car, and there's a car coming down. There's not a lot of traffic in this area. Me, the RV, is older gentleman in a pickup truck, and what looked like young kids were leaving the gas station in their car. That was it. Just me, this older guy that's 2 rows down. He can't see what's going on. He wouldn't be much help anyway if something broke out. But this car comes cruising down the road, and I see the attention of the gentleman that's coming from the right side. His eyes are fixed on that car. So I know right away they're in connection. He comes flying in, pulls up right behind my RV, and he's looking at me. Doesn't say anything. He's just looking at me. So I have my hand and I put it underneath my hoodie like I have something. And I knock on the RV. I back up against the RV and I knock on it like I'm letting the occupants in my RV know that it's time to go. Like it's time to get what you got, bring your heaters, and let's go because we're lighting this area up. Now that's all pantomime. I have nothing on me. I have nothing in my RV because I don't want to get caught in a state where, anything can happen today. And I'm not trying to go answer for something that we're licensed by the Constitution to do anyway, but some states like to believe that we aren't. And if anything of this offends you, if you don't agree with the Second Amendment, then you can unfollow me because I don't care. But the point is this. As soon as I knocked on the RV, the Joker in the car rolled out immediately. The other guy changed directions and walked into the store, and the 2 guys in the car peeled off. Now, what's the chances? What's the chances of all that happening and they're all not in concert with one another? They're not together. Dude, listen, it's getting wild out there. And if you are looking like you have something to take, if you have money on you or potentially something to steal, I thought to myself because I stopped the pump there. I had $37. I said, I'm not staying here. I got to get out of this here. I'll go up into North Carolina and pull off into one of the bigger, well-known trucking stops and where I can be seen by other people. When I got rolling again, I started to think to myself, that could have been bad. Like I could have been held up there. Not that it could have got anything from me. I mean, but what happens if they would have, at gunpoint, told me to give the RV to them, and maybe they didn't let me take my kids out of the RV. That was what was going through my mind, and I was troubled. Like I was really thinking, in another instance, someone else in that same predicament, what would have happened? Like nobody's going to convince me